Welcome back to today's video, everybody. I hope you guys are having an incredible holidays. Happy holidays to every single one of you. I can't say thank you enough for watching these videos. I really do appreciate it. Today, we're doing a little year in review. This year, 2020, has been one of the craziest years ever. However, 2020 has been one of my best years ever for YouTube and just being in the great outdoors in general. With over 225,000 views this year, I can't say thank you enough to every one of you that have watched and stuck around long enough. And I'm going to do a little year in review video, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and you guys get to see from the last day in December all the way through now, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Let me know down below if you guys had a good year, and hope you enjoy these clips.
To begin 2020, my wife and I took a trip south to southern Florida where we went on a charter and we went snook fishing. My wife and I were both able to catch our first snooks ever. We both took a snook on jigs in the dark, and she was able to catch a 27-inch snook on a swim bait. I was also successful in catching a topwater Jack Crevalle. We headed over towards the Everglades where unfortunately our boat broke down and we had to be towed back. Not the first time that's ever happened. We got a new boat and we went back into the Everglades and we caught tons of fish. We headed south into the Keys to Bahia Honda with some extended family. It was great to catch up with them and we were able to catch a bunch of new species on some bridges. I caught my first peacock ever on artificial. I was able to catch my first peacock bass double, and I was able to catch my PB peacock bass coming in at over 5.5 pounds. We headed back north after our trip to Florida, where I was able to finish my John boat to bass boat conversion, completely equipped with a 45-pound thrust trolling motor and a Helix 5 fish finder. In the colder months and winter time, we did a lot of shed hunting and we found 3 dead deer, multiple antlers, all while exploring new public pieces of ground. We were able to wash and clean the deer heads and we made plaques for the deer to be able to display on the wall. April 6th was the first day in Indiana that I caught my first largemouth bass, and all started from there. I shot my first turkey with my brother on my second sit ever turkey hunting. We were able to preserve the fan and make a plaque for it. I caught my first rainbow trout wading a creek with my wife and 2 of my very good friends. I caught a few solid wipers from a place I learned to love and a place that I learned how to fish at. I found an insane amount of mushrooms with one of my best friends. Caught a zillion Asian carp, including one of the biggest Asian carps I've ever seen I was able to net. I caught a few solid walleye this year, including one that I did a catch and cook on, and walleye might be my new personal favorite fish. I watched my wife catch a beautiful black crappie on hair. We headed south to Tennessee where we explored some waterfalls. We were even able to swim in one of the waterfalls. We smallmouth fished the cliffs and the new rivers in Tennessee. We nighttime fished for catfish using Asian carp guts, where we were able to catch a ton of fish. Caught a beautiful pike up north. Unfortunately, there's no video, but a picture. Experienced 2 different spoonbills, one from my good friend Garrett and another from an elderly gentleman that needed help getting it in. I hooked my first ever Indiana muskie, but unfortunately lost it. Explored a new creek in Illinois loaded with smallmouth bass with my father. We did 2 trips to a family pond that we've been going to ever since 2007. The pond is loaded with giant bluegills, and plenty of them are over 10 inches. Completed many mystery tackle box challenges and explored many different other tackle companies. Purchased a new motor for my boat and tried different lakes all across the state of Indiana. My brother was successful in catching his first smallie out of Lake Freeman. We drove up north to fish my 5th state in September. Wisconsin was all about chasing muskies. We were unsuccessful in catching muskie, however we did have plenty of encounters with pike and muskies. The trip was unsuccessful in catching a muskie, but successful in knowledge and experiences. Explored waterfowl hunting. I put my first ever goose on the ground. I was able to watch my brother and my wife go swimming in the marsh. I started creating my own fishing weights and jig hooks. Experienced my brother's first ever deer on our home farm, the same place I was able to take my first deer. Me and my brother tried duck hunting for the first time, and we were able to take a beautiful pair of Drake wood ducks. My brother and I both shot our first squirrels. I flew a drone over my hometown lake due to the ever-changing conditions of Lake Freeman being drained. I went arrowhead hunting for the first time and had tremendous luck. Purchased a new shotgun because of my newfound passion for waterfowl hunting. I topped all of that off with a beautiful 8-point buck this fall. And that's just a small part of the year. but that highlights most of the really memorable high points.
Like I said, 2020 was an insane year. However, I did have a lot of incredible times out there. Was able to fish in 5 different states, and you know, just traveling in general, as tough as it was, I still was able to get out and about a little bit. So thank you very much for watching. Like I said, over 225,000 views. Let that sit in for a second. 225,000. My best year ever on YouTube, and hopefully next year it's even better. So stick with it, stay tuned, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Make sure you subscribe and leave a like, and we'll catch you later.